Coming up, WWE shuts down AJ Styles, Paige and Moore's Twitch accounts. Netflix is making a big budget documentary on Vince McMahon. And WWE is changing Matt Riddle's name.
Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Smash that subscribe button for daily wrestling videos to support WrestleTalk straight to 800,000 subscribers. Yesterday was that most special quarterly time of the financial year. Numbers. WWE's earnings report to its investors. For those who are behind on the last few seasons, here's what's been happening. Previously on WWE quarterly earning reports. WWE blamed falling SmackDown ratings on Eric Bischoff, so WWE fired Eric Bischoff. Top executives George Barrios and Michelle Wilson disagreed with Vince McMahon, so WWE fired George Barrios and Michelle Wilson. WWE blamed lower profit projections on coronavirus, so WWE fired Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. WWE blamed low Raw ratings and them firing Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson on Paul Heyman, so WWE fired Paul Heyman. But last night, after over a year of trying to fire the right person to solve WWE's problems, they finally got it right. By shutting down all their wrestlers' Twitch and Cameo accounts. That'll restore fan loyalty in the product. During the pandemic, many WWE wrestlers who are inherently very creative, active, entrepreneurial people set up their own Twitch or Cameo accounts as a nice money-making outlet during lockdown while WWE weren't running any live events. Due to their status as independent contractors rather than employees, you'd think that would be totally fine. But WWE's lawyers are amongst the best, which is to say, evil in the world. And they issued a new reading of the legalese in their talents' contracts, which actually interprets independent contractors as, "We own your real names, LOL." Wrestlers were threatened with fines, suspensions, or even firing if they didn't comply. And finally last night, a wave of Twitch shutdowns swept across the WWE universe. AJ Styles issued a statement on his fan Discord, which he's leaving as well, about his Styles Clash Twitch channel being no more. Everyone, I want to thank you all for the greatest memories on Mixer and Twitch. I will cherish these memories, and I love every one of you that have made this possible and supported me. As many of you know, WWE is making some changes that involve streaming. We will see what the future holds in that regard. With that being said, I will be suspending Styles Clash stream. This isn't goodbye, but this is see you sometime in the future. Cesaro announced he will be suspending his Claudio's Cafe Twitch channel, and real-life husband and wife team Zelina Vega and Aleister Black admitted on their A to Z channel it's starting to look like, obviously, that this might be the last one for a while. We haven't been told anything, but obviously tomorrow is TV, and I know that there's going to be a conversation tomorrow. But like, it's not definite, it's not like this is the last final stream ever. Suggesting this was a last-minute final demand brought down by WWE just 4 hours after announcing a stream with Jessamine Duke. Retribution's Mia Yim tweeted, "Sorry guys, no more stream for the time being. Thank you for making these past few difficult months manageable. It's not goodbye, it's see you later." Blue heart emoji. There's no word yet on whether she was possessed when she wrote that. But while the majority of WWE stars dutifully shut down their channels for now, the most vocal dissenting voice throughout this whole scandal took a collective hot tag of frustration as Paige shot hard on the company. Speaking on her Soraya official Twitch channel, she said, "I have to go off. If I have to leave, we make today and Saturday crazy before I have to leave, because it might have to come to that." Paige then texted several fellow WWE stars about the situation and became even more fiery. I'm just not going to read out the F-bombs here because of demonetization. "I've honestly got to the point where I cannot deal with this company anymore, so now I have to make a very important decision. I'm tired, man. I broke my neck twice for this company, overworked. I broke my neck twice for this company. I can't wrestle anymore. I was worked so hard in WWE that I can't wrestle anymore. My neck is effed. My whole dream got taken away from me, dude, and I had to have something that fulfilled even a small part of that huge void that I lost with wrestling. And she finished off by threatening what WWE is so terrified of. I don't like being walked all over. You know what? I'm gonna start looking more into unionization. I've been learning about it from a unionization lawyer. I, for one, can't wait for fighting with my family too. Fans have already started mass tweeting WWE the hashtag #LetThemStream in support. Showing that the entire company is in this pandemic together though, the same day WWE wrestlers and talent were forced to shut down their extracurricular streaming, Vince McMahon announced he's getting a multi-part documentary series on Netflix. On yesterday's investors call, after they were done counting all their money, Chief Revenue Officer Nick Khan announced, in a groundbreaking deal, we have sold a multi-part documentary with Netflix on the life of none other than our very own Vince McMahon. By groundbreaking, I mean one of the highest budgeted docs in Netflix's history. Bill Simmons, as previously mentioned, will exec produce. Chris Smith, the amazing director of Netflix's Fyre Festival documentary, will direct and produce alongside WWE Studios. Simmons is the creative genius behind The Ringer and HBO's recent Andre the Giant documentary. But with WWE's own North Korean approach to their own history, like framing Triple H and DX as the people who really beat WCW, it's unlikely to be a full warts, Saudi Arabia and all portrait, and one that'll instead get over McMahon as a fascinatingly eccentric figure to the mainstream. What do you think we'll see from Netflix's McMahon documentary? And give me some title suggestions down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere saying that's such good S-word. Hopefully it will include his lifelong vendetta against people's first names. Thanks for your support on Patreon, Kanyada, Ankle Lock, Blalock. Join in the ranks of Alexander Rusev, Buddy Murphy, Antonio Cesaro, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, because it works so well for all of them. Matt Riddle will now go as simply Riddle, with his new Raw Superstar graphic making him look like a Cheech and Chong Batman villain parody here. Fightful is reporting this comes after Vince was impressed with Riddle's match against Sheamus on Monday's Raw, and it'll be part of a more serious presentation of his gimmick going forward, because Vince McMahon being high on someone backstage is such a marker for future success. Alexa, set a Riddle's push ends timer for 3 weeks.
Matt Riddle's push ends timer, starting now.
But while fans reacted in frustration at the name change because of, all of WWE's booking from the last 5 years, Riddle himself welcomed the change. People, it's okay. I've been called Riddle most my life. I actually prefer it, and it's my real last name. #bro, #stallion, #Riddle. With such innovative ideas like drop Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle's push ends timer is up.
Yep, there it was. With such innovative ideas like drop Matt Riddle's first name, make a Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon, and shut down our roster's Twitch channels to turn ratings around, WWE also announced record profits in their Q3 earnings call. The company made $221.6 million from July to September. Remember, just 2% of that could have paid for all the people they let go back in April for the rest of the year, of which $84.3 million was profit in Q3 alone, which is triple what they did the same time last year. But while SmackDown viewership has held steady on Fox, Raw is down a massive 29% on last year's Q3. McMahon dismissed this as it is what it is, citing YouTube as proof that they have far more fans now than we have ever had. But while the network subscriber number was up slightly, Nick Khan also spoke about WWE once again exploring licensing the network to other companies, with everything outside of a sale of the network being on the table. This could open the door for an NBC Universal, Fox, Disney or Netflix, who WWE are becoming increasingly cozy with, to include the pay-per-view content and original programming on. McMahon wanted to explore this back in January, which is why he fired Barrios and Wilson when they disagreed, but coronavirus derailed those talks. WWE were also able to gloat about NXT beating AEW in the ratings for the first time since July's Great American Bash, with Wednesday's Halloween Halloween Havoc special, pulling in NXT's biggest audience of the year at 876,000 viewers, beating Dynamite's 781, although AEW was still ahead in the 18 to 49 demographic, 0.32 to 0.25. But despite wrestlers' Twitch channels being shut down and depressing financial rewards for WWE's immoral business practices being announced, there is something to be optimistic about for the wrestling business here. Those ratings mean a massive 1.66 million people watched quality modern wrestling on Wednesday night, while Monday's Raw did only a fraction more at 1.73. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that subscribe button and enable notifications to always on for the WrestleTalk podcast up later today. What is the real reason behind Big E's WWE push? Find out his surprising supporter backstage by clicking the video on the right. And are Kenny Omega and FTR forming a super heel faction in AEW? Click the video below that for our crazy theory. I've been Mr. Davis, your Jam That Champion.